Hey you, so on this video, biggest regret stacking silver, it's going to be a follow-up to my biggest regret stacking gold. And it's going to be my own personal gripes and regrets that I may have. Regret, yeah, deep word, but it'll just be if I could change it, I would change it. I'm not going to make it too similar to the gold video, so I've tried to tweak a few of the other ones that mainly shouldn't really be in there, and I'll touch on that in a second. But first off, I'd like to say, if you haven't done so already and you like what you see / hear, please do go ahead and subscribe, and also let me know your regrets, whatever that may be, whether it's stacking gold or silver or just the metals in general. Please do go ahead and let me know your biggest regrets that you've had, whether you're even getting into it, either or. And also, just on a quick side note, someone told me that my subscription list, at one point I was like sub to like 5 people. My list for a long time, even since my channel got terminated, just showing me who subbed to me, and just at any given time I could log in, it'll tell me I've got no subscribers whatsoever. But it's just really played up, I tried the whole hitting the bell on some of the guys that I'm sub to, and it just wasn't giving me updates on videos even, and just not even showing me that their videos were loaded. So I'm short of having to unsub and resubscribe again. I'm gonna have to more than likely look what I'm gonna have to do. So I was just saying to any content creators that I'm sub to, just a heads up there. So I'm just trying to sort that out. But from here, yeah, once again, please do let me know any regrets that you may have, whether it's gold, silver or metals related. So I'm gonna focus on the top 3 here once again. But I could easily put in on this biggest regret, and it would be, not getting into silver soon enough, and that would be one of them. But I think anybody watching this video, and the only reason I would / not gonna put it in, even though I just put it in, is because you could have got in at a fantastic price lower, the sooner you got in. But straight off the top, I'm going to say my first big regret stacking silver is going to be the case of listening to too many pundits and regurgitating information when I first started stacking. Now, that was a bit of a major thing. Now, whenever you're doing your due diligence, everybody has their own ways of doing it. Some could call it lazy, some could call it sloppy, but nowadays a lot of information can be found online, i.e. YouTube, and it's the go-to for a lot of people, especially when you're having to read, when you're getting into the charts for silver and gold, depending on who you are. You can find it, boring, to lack of short, and just find it a lot easier when somebody else is presenting the information, or just find absorbing the information via video. And it's one of the means I go through, and in the beginning, some people gravitate towards information that's purely positive or reinforces whatever they're believing in at the time. So if you just find silver, you're going to want to see more and more videos that are promoting it and pumping it. You may not know that at the time subconsciously, but you're just gravitating towards more and more videos that are talking positively about it. There's always going to be a danger there, which, I personally found that myself. So this is just, once again, my own personal thoughts and opinions here. And the information becomes the same, just repackaged, and it's just the same over and over again. And it's mainly from the main pundits, but I hold no animosity or ill will towards them at all. That's why I don't make no videos directly, shooting darts at these guys. They're just doing what they're doing. It's down to each and everybody that absorbs that information. So we're all responsible. I like to think we're all grown-ups here, but in the beginning, I got caught up in that little loop where, if something was put out by one of these guys, I'd be, paying attention, listening to what was going on, especially in the early days when you're just getting into something. It turned out to be my only course of information that made me go in a lot heavier. So, there were other avenues to look in, but a lot of the times you just either find yourself in a place like YouTube listening, or anybody else, or forums, for instance, where they're just talking about the stuff. And a lot of the times when you find yourself on platforms like that, it's always going to be in a positive nature, but there are dangers. So I just regret listening to way too much regurgitated info. I mean, even to the degree where one of the pundits, won't say who, technically prolonged me. He had some type of influence on me not getting into crypto sooner, and I definitely missed a massive 2017 rush if I would have just paid more attention to what my own self and, not being influenced. But once again, hold nothing towards them. It was me. I took that course of action. I chose to, take upon whatever they were saying and act upon it, and not just do my own due diligence and walk my own path. So that's definitely going to be the number one thing I regret when it comes to stacking silver. And that was listening to way too much gold and silver pundits on YouTube specifically. I damn near listen to none now. I've got enough experience from purchasing, buying, selling that I've got where I think I know what I'm doing when I'm walking, you know, and I only hand out the info and put it out there. It's not a you must do this or it's going to be this tomorrow, and this is just tongue in cheek. But that's going to be number one regret stacking silver. The second regret when it's going to be talking stacking silver is going to be going in too heavy with silver in the beginning. And this is going to be somewhat of a half regret as I show this 10-ounce kook. And I say a half regret because going in heavy actually worked in my favor. To date, at the time of releasing this video, spot price hasn't been cheaper than when I first got in. So, you know, spot price was damn near single digits when I got in around £9 sterling, and the pound was very strong, about £10. And so, you know, I don't fully kick myself regret. The regret kicks in where I regret not taking advantage of that low spot, also getting into gold as well. So if anything, the regret's going to come where I would have said, I wish I would have taken advantage, or I even wish I would have gone minimum 50-50 gold and silver. So, you know, for anybody just starting, maybe you can learn from my mistakes. Who knows? Maybe you know what you're doing when you're focusing mainly on this big shiny stuff here. But for me, it's going to be a regret. It's definitely going to be in there. Going too hard, you know, going hard or going home extremely hard on silver, not taking advantage of the low spot. The plus side there, once again, is I'm able to sell a lot of my stuff that I've picked up over the time, foundation, or even collect the coins moving forward, and not be at a loss, because the plus side to that, once again, is because the spot was so cheap at the time. So the bulk of my foundation was picked up at a cheaper spot then. But if you could imagine what it would have been if I would have had as much of the gold picked up around the same time, I would really be up. You know, once you've experienced it and it hasn't been second info, you realize that liquidating, you're taking the premiums into account, the situation, the type of silver, and we're talking about liquidating silver here. So these are things I never knew. These are things I think are valid points to be putting out there for people to learn from, because in the beginning, buying's the simple part. There's nothing easier than buying. You know, the real experience and pain or love comes from when you liquidate, and these are things a lot of people don't talk on until they've done it. So this is why a lot of the regurgitators or the pumpers can just, you know, blabber away and say this. I personally experienced it, you know. So it's just a regret. Yes, you know, I wish I would have picked up. And if I were just starting off now, would it still be the same regret because we have a high silver spot price and a high gold spot price? Well, we'd need to see another, I don't know, 25% jump in both. And then at a later date, I can be thinking, oh, I wish I would have picked up then. So it's just a personal, real personalized gripe, because spot price can take a massive jump, 50% from here, and be the new sideways for the next 3 years. And then a lot of people will be saying, I wish I would have picked up now at current spot, whichever that may be. I don't know, £13, give or take, what's it, $1,300 gold. So, and that's on an ounce each on silver and gold. So who knows? But, you know, looking at what it was then, it's just it technically falls onto if only I would have done this or blah, 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 there and then scenario. So, you know, I regret picking up too much or going too heavy in silver in the beginning. Now, the next one is going to be mainly, so I did touch on this on the gold also, but I regret getting caught up in too many bad coins and coin series, and getting caught up in the hype, you know, the hype train and the collective. You know, when I first started stacking, there was a lot of guys doing videos. A lot of these people seem to have disappeared, give or take. And it's a prime example of coins that, you know, was all the rage at one point. And you know, you can just start now and there'll be people talking about, and I don't hold nothing against these guys. Those guys talking about, you know, free coin lunar sets and this and that. And at the time, they would have experienced good times either, or good results selling these coins, or even picking them up and flipping them and the likes of. So they're doing a video on it. It's down to each and every individual to either act upon that, and you know, your experience is going to be totally different from theirs. This is why I once again, it's nothing to it. These videos are going to be put out there. I don't think they was misleading anybody, but there was a lot of coins going on at the time. So these are just one of a few, and the types of coins, these raw mint carded 50 for 50, 20 for 20. You know, I even had a couple of beefs on YouTube with guys regarding these coins here. But these were ones that I got caught up with, as you can see. And this is £100 for 2 ounces of silver, people. So yes, you know, the nightmares do come true where you get caught up, and it's not a big surprise they're from the Royal Mint. But, you know, I regret getting caught up in these coins at the time. Going through them, I'd have to find which ones are about that I can really say really went on to be a real pain in the butt. But there was just too much going on. I mean, my only saving grace, once again, having experience from doing a bit of trading in the background in other arenas, was I wasn't prepared to go into what I considered to be weak mints. So, you know, subconsciously and consciously, I was only focusing on main mints, and that would have been Perth Mint and the Royal Mint, likes of. But even there, I was able to pick up duds within there. You know, at one point, the best thing going was the Lunar series, hands down. I'd say even early when I got in, there was other coins scattered around. To name off the top of my head would be too hard. If anybody watching this could give the coins that they was hot then and not now, but you know, the Lunars was the peak then at the time, and it was just getting certain ones. Even you're looking at these, you know, certain 2-ounce coins would have been absolute gold dust in silver. Certain half-ounce coins, you know, if you've noticed, the language has changed from then to now. Once upon a time, it was all about the mintage on the half-ounce so-and-so lunar coin, or this 2-ounce lunar coin, and we all get caught up in it. And if you're just starting, once again, if your only source of information is going to be from these videos, and it's going to be real hard to gauge what's good and what's bad when you're listening to somebody giving their own personal opinion on something. So doing your due diligence, if I'm telling you this 10-ounce lunar horse is the one, you'd need to find another channel. And I try to give that balance where it's not 100% positive, but I don't want to crap on the coin, but I want to give the opposite side of the coin. And then you'd need to find somebody telling you, well, why it might not be the case for this coin. And this is what I like to do. I've noticed it does rub a lot of people the wrong way if I say something about a coin, or, you know, something that they're not into. But I feel it's always good to have that second opinion out there. So once again, getting caught up in wrong coins and wrong series was a big thing, and it was more painful in silver because of the premiums we all pay, and we all know about that, and how fast the coin market changes when we're talking these types of coins. You know, 1 minute it's blazing hot, next minute it's just lukewarm, then it's cold. But you've got a lot of money tied up in this coin that you're now technically getting spot price for, but you could have paid a very large premium for. You know, one moment this 2-ounce proof coin is everything, it's, you know, it's a unicorn, and next minute is, no one wants to touch it, and it's like, where did it go? The market's constantly changing as well, and that is the big danger with collector coins. And a lot of the weight guys may say, well, I never got into that, ha ha ha, but there's most definitely benefits. You know, if you would have got into some of this stuff and flipped it at the right time, your weight stack that you're looking at could have been greatly larger, because there's some coins that were just selling for ridiculous premiums and people were willing to go on for. I mean, given a prime example, if we're to look at now, for instance, and I'd say one of the hottest series out now is the Queen's B series. And what I've seen in the comments recently is I'll find somebody come out and say, well, look, I'm disgusted. You know, I just recently opened my 1-ounce lines that I bought, the tube that I bought when I bought them. They were gleaming, you know, issue free. I've just taken a look, they're all milk spotted. I'm selling everything up. I'm out. And these are the types of issues I like to put out there. You know, it's very easy for me to say, here's a tube of 1-ounce lines, fantastic, go buy them. It is good, but if you can put the negative or the flip side of a situation that can happen. Now, if you look at these two coins, you'll see this one's one I believe treated at the time. I've done a video of this treatment. It should have a little anti-tarnish pad and a little gel pack in there, and people always ask me, look, how did it work on the condition? And if you can see these, I would say, because I have another tube there of different Queen's Bees coins that wasn't exactly treated in the same way, but there was a plus to the treatment in that they look more vibrant, a lot more brighter. So in there we didn't have nothing, and we just had these. So the ones that I left in that treatment, but this was the only means and things you could do if you did like the coins. They're bullion coins, and they're from the Royal Mint. Hate it or love it, the quality is just not going to add up over a period of time, and it just is. So this is a warning I always like to put out there when we're talking the Royal Mint coins. Some may think I'm bashing them or bashing the Royal Mint, but I'm sure if the Royal Mint was here now, they'd have to agree. Their bullion coins just have a habit, or I've seen generic bullion coins that don't end up getting spotty and just, you know, as bad as these are. I don't think saying they're bullion is good enough, you know. So if you could try compare the two, you'll see the one that was treated, the bottom ones here, look a lot more vibrant and clean. So there's most definitely, you can see they're technically like two different colors, you know. So doing that little step does keep the spark, does keep the freshness there, you know, and they're not as grimy as the same amount that was just not treated. But ultimately, you're going to be getting blemishes. And I'm speaking specifically on the Roman Queen's Beast coins, because I've got a lot of people. I've had one guy say, look, I've just checked mine, they was all perfectly fine. And I was like, look, that's fantastic. He came back another time and said he was furious. You know, absolutely livid. I've just opened the tube up and it's full of spots. I don't think it's fair when they say it's just a bullion coin. I think it is a cop-out, just talking on the collector coin aspect here. You know, if it was a bullion bar, yes, I believe there is a way. I think as there's such a large mint, I still don't 1000% understand the whole bad condition thing, you know, whether it's a wash that they use or not, and the whole, you know, technicalities of it. But I think a lot could be done towards getting them better. But the Queen's Beast took on high premium collector coin status overnight, you know, so it's just one of those things. It would be no different if the Canadian old school Maple Leafs took that status on now and everybody was complaining that they're milking up. So these are things that I think balance it out in terms of information that I've experienced myself. I think anybody getting into it's very easy to love these coins, but if you are aware that can happen, then it is what it is. But the plus side, if you've got the right coins, i.e. this one here, the Griffin or the Dragons, whichever one's going to be, you know, highly desirable, when you add in the desirability plus the somewhat scarcity of the coin, these issues can be looked past. You know, if you want these, you're gonna have to take them in that condition. If you're fortunate enough to have them looking immaculate by putting in the means I just put there, so you know, the silica gel pad tab and the anti-tarnish strip, it can keep the, you know, outward appearance, can keep the gleam to them. But will it prevent any type of milk spot? Like, I'll just pick this one up last random, and I'm sure we sync up and zoom in, we'll be able to find some type of impurities on the coin. And that just is, it's just the case when you're talking raw mint. As you can see there on the rim of the coin, when you're talking raw mint, i.e. bullion coins, this is what you're getting. And it's no different if you're talking high quality, because I've seen just as bad. So it's an issue with the mint that needs to be picked up over time. But it's a prime example of a real hot series that's in right now, i.e. the Queen's Beast series, that is suffering from something that somebody may not know. Because every video, if they're getting all their source or do their due diligence via videos, is just displaying how great they are and, you know, how much they've appreciated and priced. But there's always a bad side that can lead to a rude awakening that I feel needs to be put out there. This is why I don't, you know, really have no gripe with the old guys that were doing that. You know, we all do and we all push and make our own moves by our own will. So, you know, these are just the regrets that I have, you know, and it was getting into the bad coins. There were bad coins, you know, the ones that went on to do bad just fell off. You know, there was hot today and not tomorrow, and it was what it was. I put a lot of money, I done a lot of videos where I was liquidating them. So I did, you know, video and document my journey via that way. But those are going to be my regrets. Nothing too major. I'm still heavily invested. I know it's not an investment. I believe it's underpriced. I think there will be an investment opportunity. I have my own reasons for why I'm stacking silver, and I'm still full silver, you know, but just not as aggressive as I was once upon a time, even with the collector stuff. I think I've owned enough collector stuff from the old school stock that I think will be able to follow me through. But I'm going to wrap this one up, guys, but I'd love to know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments. Once again, please do go ahead and subscribe if you haven't done so already, and I'll catch you guys on the rebound.